I'm Marc Kornblatt, director of Because It's Small, about the Little Free Library movement, and Street Pulse, about the homeless of Madison. Both of them will be screening at the LVM Museum next door to the Chazen Museum as part of the Wisconsin Film Festival on Saturday, April 13th at 4 o'clock. When I first came to Madison, I had already been an actor in New York. When I moved out to this part of the country, I still had that dream, but acting I had given up and started focusing on writing, and I wanted to make a low-budget feature film in Madison 25 years ago. I think that film combines everything that I've done. You bring in everything: word, story, music, visual. It's, to me, the great art form.
Well, I've got no way of knowing what this world.
I'm curious. I mean, I knew about Street Pulse for years, and my wife, like, it was something new. She said, "Mark, you should read Street Pulse. These men on the street, these women on the street are trying to make it off the street, and they're selling this newspaper." I said, "I knew about it. I knew one of the early editors." But I listened to my wife. She's giving me great ideas for pictures. So I picked up a copy, and I found this story about this 52-year-old man who had been in prison for 26 years. And on the street, after a couple months after release from prison, he meets this young woman in her early 20s, and they fall in love, and they get married. I mean, it's a great story, whatever they're doing. I knew about the Little Free Library movement early on because one of the first of all of them, it began in Hudson with one library in some man's yard, and he had a buddy here in Madison, and together they thought, wow, people really like this little library that I've built in my front yard. This could be something. So I knew about, like, maybe the third one that was placed in Madison, which is at Indie Coffee, which is featured in the film. So I know what it is to make, what it demands to make a high quality film. So for me, what I learned is it's not a bad thing to set the bar as high as you can and really try for the best production values. And in my case, it was the best written film and directed, since I'm not a camera person. I have since learned, because of my immersion in film, this year I'm off from teaching just so I can make films, and I've learned how to edit. So now all of a sudden I have more power as a storyteller than I did before. So from film I learned, yeah, it's great to have money to make a film, and it's great to know how to make a film. But probably the biggest lesson at my level, if you don't have the passion to make the film and the follow through, you won't make a film.